All right, we are good to go now. Darrell, did it ask you to allow it to be recorded?
Yes,
All
I
right, so
seen
that's
it.
work. Okay,
Yep,
perfect.
I seen
Cool
it.
bean. All right, so yeah, man, you've been okay?
Man, Si, I've been wonderful, man. I'm just just putting a lot of things together, man, and personally trying to get all this stuff together, and it's starting to make some head spin. So I'm just doing a lot of stuff personally, building up the foundation, financial foundation, and just locking and loading on that. Just trying to really focus on that. Um, with just to make sure that I got that space going. So it's some work. It's some work in trying to get your personal foundation together with all the trust and insurance policies and getting all the accounts and stuff together so it can be a model and I can teach it to my
That's
kids
it.
and foundation. So it's not an easy thing, but someone has to do it.
Well, and not only that, but you already got your eyes to the bigger picture, which is helping other families do the same. So you gotta lead by example. So that's you on the pathway already. So kudos
Yeah,
to you.
yeah, and that's
Is
what
that
it's at.
Governor Charles just jumped on? Governor Charles, you just joined us.
Yes, yes. What's up, fellas?
All
Governor
right.
Charles, what's up, Mother Charles?
Right. Yep.
All right. So what I'm gonna do, because we are recording it, as people get on, we just loop them in. But I want to, Zairan, he's gonna be getting on. So he's our BW2 suburban link. So I really want to make sure that he's on before I go too deep, because he haven't been on one yet, so he don't know what this whole concept is about. But in the
Okay,
meantime, I'm going to put up this slide we're going to be going over. So let me
okay.
post that right now. All right. So and as he get on, we'll be okay. But let me just get started. So National Block Club University, our whole mission and agenda is about block by block turning our communities around from all the shooting and killing, robbery, rapes, the things that really deteriorate the quality of life in our community. We've been doing it for a very long time. We built a network of people all around the world to help us get to that end result. The way we do it, though, is very intentional. But in summary, there's two big things that we do. The first thing is we do this inventory of our people because we feel every single person brings something different to the table to add to the social fabric of creating stability in our neighborhood. So we do this inventory, every single person, all the blocks that we're focused on, we go by zip codes. And then the goal is to create predictability. And in creating predictability is going to allow us to have stabilization. When you know you have a home to go to, you can move differently when you're outside compared to someone who don't have that stability of knowing, being able to predict where they're going to sleep at night. So as we do what we do, and you hear the rest of this call, think about doing the inventory of every single person and then seeing if we can line them up with a schedule that's repeatable and is predictable. And if we do that, we're going to make sure that anybody that has a dream, there's an audience for them and there's a schedule when they can tap in. So that's a good way of looking at what we do. So if we could, this document you see in front of you is a part of the daily living habits. So every day, Sunday all the way to Saturday, is a different habit. And this goes into that predictability that I just spoke about. Sunday being family day, we know, and Brother Darrell is on here talking about setting his family up for long-term success. Well, if every Sunday, if we buy into that, then we know that it's 52 Sundays a year. So we got 52 chances to do what Darrell is talking about. Monday being safety day, making sure we have a working smoke alarm, making sure we know who the registered sex offenders are by zip code in your zip code. Every Tuesday is Education Day. You're going to see a slide on here showing you the Tuesday people. it being education that's going to allow us to really help our young people out. Every Wednesday, which is today, is Economic Day. That's why we on here to talk about economics. Tomorrow, every Thursday, is Health Day, trying to make sure we're alive to enjoy the benefits of all the labor that we all doing. And Friday is Senior Citizens Day, where we love on our elders. Saturday is Youth Day, when we love on our young people. Those 7 days are going to repeat on and on and on. And so that's the predictability. If we can meet as many people as we can, introduce that schedule to them, and the more people buy into that schedule, that means there's more people ready to receive what Darrell is talking about on a Sunday, on the Wednesday, because that's economics and is also family. So with that said, let's go around and do our introductions. Charles, you want to let me go first so they know the model. So we do name, zip code, what we want to see happen before we leave this earth. So Cy Smith, 46402, that's downtown Gary, Indiana. And before I leave this earth, I want to see our people loving each other, supporting each other, doing business with each other while traveling back and forth between here and Africa as if it's not a big deal. Governor Charles.
Yes, my name is Charles Robinson. I am governor of the Rosen 60628 area. So I deal with everything nursing. This zip code 60628 deal with everything nursing. And my sister city, I have a sister city, which is oh boy. No, I ain't been on here doing this and all that.
Billy
Is
Carter. You remember Billy?
yeah, Texas. Yeah. And the African country that I represent is South Africa. And what I would like to see happen before I leave this great planet is us as a people getting ourselves to a more economic, social, and just taking our spot on the world stage that we stand on as a people. That's it.
Oh yeah, all right, brother Darrell, you got it.
Man, y'all guys sound like professionals, man. I love that conversation y'all just had, man. Thank you, man. Y'all give me so much delight, man. I'm Darrell Black, man, and my name is Darrell Black, and the business that I established is Black Tech Solutions, and I'm part of the 60628 area code, and our sister city is South Africa. Governor Roberts, me and Governor Robinson is part neighbors right across from each other. And we are what I like to see before I leave this earth is the same values that everybody else have, is that we are in an economic boom, and we are taking economics by storm, and we are lifting each other, and we are singing great harmony songs like the songs of Africa, and how to have that unity, and that we have that unity, and then we can bring that unity back to our neighborhoods, to our founding people, and then we are just one accord. So through education, through business, through social religions, who full of my religious folks, to social, from our seniors to our kids, that the economics that we bring to our communities is valuable. And that's what I love to see before I leave this earth.
Booyah,
Well
checkmate.
spoken. Well
Gotcha.
spoken.
What was you saying, Governor Charles?
No, I say that's well spoken.
Yeah. So what we're
Well,
doing, especially for those people who may be watching, I want to show you guys the Wednesday agenda. All 4 Wednesdays. There's 4 Wednesdays each month, and so every Wednesday it's a different group of Black businesses that we want to concentrate on and focus on. So when you look at this, this is the formations, and I'm a military man, so whenever you get something done, you have to be in the right formation, meaning you have to be lined up in a certain way. A good way that men do a formation, whether they know it or not, is you never let the woman walk next to the curb. That's a formation. You make sure you're by the curb. Why is that? You protect the woman. Car jump off the sidewalk, somebody want to pull up and snatch the woman, you're there as a shield. So that's a formation. In the right formation, you prevent things from happening. So this is our Black business formation. And so when you look at this, this covers all 4 Wednesdays. That's the entire month, unless it's 5 Wednesdays, which happens sometimes throughout the year. But this here, I'm gonna zoom in, is the Blue Wednesday, first Wednesday is the first Wednesday of each month. That was last month. Today is the second Wednesday, so it's BW2. And so then next week, Brother Darrell will be on with BW3, the third Wednesday of the month. And then the last Wednesday of the month is BW4. So let's zoom in so you can see what type of businesses are meeting. So last week on this call, we had beauticians, chefs, we had restaurants, we had seamstress on, DJs, and apparel people on. That was last weekend. And they met each other. They had a chance to hear what each other is working on. And the goal is just like today's goal with BW2 is to make sure that everyone know who's doing what, where they're located, see how we can synergize together. And then for National Block Club University, our role is to link the business people to the grades that's been assigned so we can convince the parents on why they should support you. So that's last week. This is where we at today. So this is what we're going to be going over today. Is going to be our beauty supply stores, not the beauticians, the beauty supply stores, the car washes, the cellular phone stores, daycares, dry cleaners, all cleaners, house cleaning, commercial, residential, all of that, dry cleaning, car wash, gas stations, realtors, nail salon personnel, liquor stores, and landlords. So that's today's focus. And then we go through next week, just so you guys know what Darrell is leading. He's leading the effort with all our barbers, all our accountants, all of our dentists, doctors, all of our landscapers, lounge owners, moving companies, skin and massage personnel, and funeral homes. And then the last weekend of the month, we deal with auto mechanics, all the people that run corner stores, bricklayers, electricians, carpenters, martial arts, lawyers, plumbers, painters, you name it. So that covers about 39 industries. And it goes into more detail, but that's just a general synopsis of it. Did I miss anything, fellas, that I should bring up?
No, you did good.
Okay,
To my
so let's
knowledge.
close this one out. So let's close this one out here, and let's go back to today, because that's the agenda today. And especially for those, that's why it's important we record these so people will be able to tap in. So as I just showed you, that logo, you saw it in red. This is it without being in full red, but it's the same thing. It's a little bit more in color where you can see it, where it's the beauty supply stores, car washes, and so forth. So what you're looking at here, that picture, that blue box is the leader's picture would go there. We working with Zyron to see if he can really have time to execute on this. And if so, his picture would go there with his phone number. Then you see the businesses underneath this leader. So all beauty supply stores, car washes, cellular. And what we do here as an administration, we already have had a meeting about these things with the particular people running these businesses. So I can give an update, and I will, about where we see things happening at for each one of these. The goal, though, is that they're on the phone with us. They're not on the phone now with us, so we can't hear from them. So it's a one-way communication, but I'll put
Yep.
it out there anyway because they'll watch it later, you know. And then everyone, Darrell has a wife. He can tell what he heard about beauty supply stores. Charles got a wife. So everyone has perspective, and when we talk about it, we can gain a more diverse look at each of these topics here. So we'll get, and let me explain the right side. So the right side are the suburbs and the south suburbs. So these south suburbs are on here because we're trying to bring in the 33 primarily Black suburbs in Southern Cook County so that the people in the suburban area who majority lived in Chicago, they moved out there where it's a little bit more stable at. So if we could bring our stability people from the south suburbs to tie into our Black businesses in Chicago, it only makes us stronger. So that's why you see those. There's 33 of them. So this is just about 7 out of the 33. Each week, it's a different set of South suburban towns there. Any thoughts on that, guys, with the South suburban towns?
No, that's good.
So if anybody know anybody here, we want to know, because each one of them, there's a certain date and time that they meet, so they'll know each other in Calumet City or in Blue Island or wherever. We want them to know their own neighbors in their city, and then we want them, the business people, to know each other from these industries here. So let's kick it off with the beauty supply. So my report on the beauty supply end, especially in Chicago, is we have Solo Beauty Supply Store, and we got brother Jordan. Now Jordan had two locations, one in 60652, which is Kedzie 79th Street area. From what I can understand, they may have shut that one down, and so now the main one is in 60649 South Shore. But that's it's been in the family for a long, long time. So that's a legendary beauty supply store. And then there's another one that is in Chatham, and one of our leaders in South Shore knows them personally. So she's working on getting a meeting set up so she can learn about what we're doing with beauty supply stores and this network. You guys have any thoughts, comments? Spouses told you anything about what's happening on the beauty supply store side?
Well, I don't, that's a woman thing. So women are more about beauty supplies and all that beauty stuff. So, we know it's a lot of beauty supply stores out here. I think we should be cornering that market a little bit more on the beauty supply side because that is one of our biggest,
Yes.
that's one of our biggest money grabbers that we have to get is the beauty supply industry. And we don't have enough representation in that space, especially in the hair side. With the hair side, we kind of get blackballed when we try to get it distribution wise because the Chinese and things they have it all sold up, so they won't give us the connections and like that because they want to sort up. But I think we're getting a little bit more rapport probably getting it now than what we used to. So if we can get more of people of color into that space, just in our little area, like up on 103rd, right? They got a whole store that's vacant. It shouldn't be no thing where one of them things go down. It should be no thing where a black clone person shouldn't get in there and start a beauty supply store. So as these places start to close down, we need to be, either we make them cooperatives, multiple beauty supply stores in one, multiple people have products and services in their beauty supply store where we make a cooperative beauty supply store. You know what I'm saying? We should be thinking cooperative because a lot of us can't go in there and start it by ourselves. But if we do it as a cooperative and say, hey, all of my beauty supply owners that's in the south suburbs, who else want to start one? Maybe you take 10 people that has different sections inside of their store. They cut the store up and everybody shares a cooperative beauty supply store. And as they start to grow inside that space, then they say, okay, I want to get my own. Then they go and branch off and get another beauty supply store. We got to start thinking about more of the cooperatives and learning that space so that we can get more people into this space of wealth.
No doubt. No argument there. Charles, you got any you want to add to that?
Yeah, well, my daughter, that's was her mission to find. She always bring side and dump some. Gave you some of that information. When she find a black beauty supply store, she always kind of let me know, so I pass it on to you. That's
Right.
how I track them. Oh, yeah.
Now, now let me give you guys this just to, and especially the people who can hear this. So we have Limbs Beauty Supply, 5401 South Wentworth, Cosmo Beauty Supply, 8101 South Halsted, Inglewood Beauty Supply, 6535 Halsted, 8101 Ashland is Cosmo, Noah's Beauty Supply, 2433 West 63rd, Rose, 6230 Ashland, K's Beauty, Harry's Beauty, Crown's Beauty, Alley's Beauty, Northern, RJ, CJ's, Sun, Star, Cosmo again. Literally, this is the non-black owned beauty supply stores in all our 20 zip codes. So the point is we constantly want to know where they are, and the conversation with them and all beauty supply stores is to support third graders. So whether no matter your ethnicity, we want to see you put money behind the third graders in the zip code where your business is. So even the non-black owned beauty supply stores, we're speaking to them about third grade university and what they're willing to contribute to them. And we're still promoting getting our own black owned beauty supply stores. But in the meantime, we want to see them giving back. Any thoughts on that, you guys?
Yeah, we want them to give back, but they historically have not been given anything. So it's kind of hard to have that conversation. That conversation should be um, more of an automatic thing because these guys we don't know their financials, right? and they'd say they ain't making money, right? We know they make some money because they probably struggling just like we are. We don't know what their finesse is, but they historically have not given anything to our community at all. So to try to get them to even give a dime or a drop of a dollar is like really, we
Well,
do it, but then they don't do it. You know what I'm saying? So
well, I
that's
think
been an issue.
yeah, I think the key though is who the we is. So let me define who the we is. Our beauty supply factory, meaning our blocks that's assigned to doing all things beauty supplies, 59th Street to 62nd Fairfield. They cover all the West Side beauty supply stores. That's their mission over there. 59th to 62nd Washtenaw cover all the South Side beauty supply stores. And then 59th to 62nd Tallman cover all the East Side beauty supply stores. And every second Monday at 7 o'clock, that village, those group of blocks meet, and they should be going over strategies on how to monitor which beauty supply stores in our 20 zip codes are giving back, which ones are not. The ones that are not, it's a matter of documenting that so that it can make it to the governor, and we can decide if we want to have a protest, a tangible physical gathering in front, if we want to invite the media out. So the point is that's a decision that should be made based on the research that the beauty supply factory, which is those blocks I named. So with that in mind, does that how that hit your spirit, Darrell?
That's a strategy. That's a strategy. Um, Protesting usually didn't never. It doesn't really work. I've seen protesting going on against some of these people, and these people just go back to their old same ways.
I'm glad you
I,
brought that
I,
up. Let me give
I,
you let me
I
let
think
me give
we.
you a
Go
remedy
ahead.
to that though.
Okay.
So everything we're talking about is small and you grow it. So we had a store that wouldn't give up $25 to a program we had. So we came out there and we made sure that we turned away $50 worth of people who was going in there that day. So that's fine. That's small to him, no big deal. But we just want you to know there is a consequence, and we are going to build relationships with the people that agree with us. And you just lost double what you would have had if you just would have gave it. So I think the right strategy can work. If you talk about a blanket protest, you can't sustain that. So they'll laugh at you. But when you
Well, I'm
target
asking you
it,
a question. Is that a
mm-hmm.
book? Is that a? Does that help or does that hurt? Because if we're that means that we're bully tacticking, and I don't know if that's a
Yeah,
great term to say,
what,
right? I
right.
know we can't force nobody to give money, right? And I know we have programs, but if we're doing it in a bully tactic, even if they're in our business, I think the right scenario to go. We should have a meetings with these people, and
Right.
we should be having a meeting with our aldermen and say, listen, these people, we have these programs, these people are not giving back. They might be paying their taxes. They say, well, we do give back. We pay our taxes to the government, to the aldermen.
Yeah.
We don't know the reason why they're not giving us money, and they don't know the reason why because if they invest into every program, they'll be broke, right? Because they're just trying to make a
No, no,
living.
no. So that's the purpose of third graders. So we take that excuse away. And here's the bottom line. I don't tell, and none of us get to tell people what to do. We can suggest. So again, if the community vote and they say we protest, and then that's what it is. Power is always to the people. So
Right.
our thoughts is just our thoughts. What do the people say? And that's the benefit of having blocks dedicated so they can talk to the people and get the people thoughts. We actually have team number two for this. Team number two is the protest team. That's all they do is protest. And so we don't call team two out unless the people on the block, the people in the village say, yeah, they've been disrespectful. They haven't been giving back. So be it. And our philosophy is this: they can do whatever they want to do with their money. They also cannot benefit from our, providing resources to them. So we want to make sure that it's clear. We don't see it as bullying. We see it as if you're going to ignore the very customers that you have, we're going to educate them. And if they agree with that education, they might go somewhere else. So it's not, we don't look at it negative. We ain't out there being ignorant and cussing people out. The bottom line is the power should always rest with the people on the block.
Okay. I mean,
Let's
I have to see it
and,
I have to see it in position to see it. I just don't want to
but deep
be.
down, you don't.
I don't want to be a bullying tactic. I want to be
Yeah,
some strategic where we get these people and we
yeah,
really have a discussion with them and tell them the reason why we're doing and the reason why they're doing it,
yeah.
so we can get them to start to be more active with the community. Because if they have
but
a history of not doing it, don't mean they probably don't care about third grade. They probably care about their third graders in their community because that's how they do it.
yeah,
They say, well, that's how they're probably looking at it, you know,
yeah.
and it
I
might be an
think it's
issue.
no, but I think it's this way of looking at it also with the village. So every business that we're gonna talk to or care about, they inside our villages, they inside the zip codes. Meaning it's residents who live there who know more intimate than we would as outsiders what they're doing, what
Okay.
they're not doing, and so forth. So we got to always defer down to them. But now they got backup, and this is team two, the protest. Everyone isn't comfortable protesting. I love holding people accountable. Like I get a kick out of it. So I love to be out there, and it's gonna be very intellectual. It's not gonna be ignorant, and you're not gonna be able to win the argument because if you're there and not giving back physically, tangibly,
Right.
it's gonna be hard to explain to justify that. And I think the people will side with that they shouldn't circulate their money with where it's not coming back to. Now we don't do that to businesses that we know is giving back in other ways. Like we got some corner stores, they give back in other ways than just monetary, and that's fine too. And what we're saying to all the businesses, we get it. Everyone come to you for donations, sponsorships. This is the benefit of the structure like this because now we get to streamline. So now you get to when everyone is coming in there, hey, I give money away 4 times a year, almost like a foundation. So now I'm not saying no to you. I'm just telling you you can't come anytime you want to. So we can help the businesses get a streamlined process together like that. But to say nope, I ain't giving back nothing. The people go hear about that. That's the safe
So
way I
so
can say
so
that.
so so my thing like this is, I know that we our mission is beauty supply stores, any kind of retail stores, right? That's in our community, right? And
Hmm.
liquor stores and things of that nature. What about our big box stores like in our neighborhood? We have Amazon in 60628.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
have we have Walmart in 60628. We have some
yeah,
big
yeah.
chains in
And
60628.
yeah, anyone
Special
with
whole
corporate.
hundred.
Yeah, anyone with corporate, that's a national conversation. And that's when the 20 cities come in that with a strategy around that. So you're right. Big anything corporate outside the local control, that's when we get all 20 zip codes involved and see what patterns are happening in Detroit, St. Louis. So we'll make an informed decision about that. Because you just can't make a emotional decision on just what you're seeing out of this one. That might be a local issue and not a national issue.
So wait a minute. So a neighborhood Walmart is a national issue, not a local issue.
No, what I'm saying, you're not going to affect them. They're going to tell you contact corporate. So they can be physically local, but what I'm saying is they admit decisions are being made from a corporate standpoint.
So how do you penetrate the bigger box stores that's in the
We
neighborhood that
I
that can
wouldn't
that
even
can
target. Yeah, we wouldn't even target that right now because there's enough other protesters out there that handle that. So I wouldn't even go there because until we got 1,000 people doing a dollar, we ain't ready. We haven't proven to be ready internally to deal with something big. So anyone that want to go after big, I would challenge them to go and get 1,000 people to do their dollar to us first.
yeah that
That's and we get that a lot, believe it or not, Darrell. I think we should do this. All right, and I think you should do your 4 quarters. That's what I think too. So.
well question. So that makes sense. That so if we're going at the smaller places, but we're not going out the bigger places, and because a lot of people still not giving a dollar, but we're going out the smaller places, how does that work?
We haven't gone after nobody because if the people don't step up, then there's no going after. So that's your answer. A lot of what I'm giving you is what we did a while back when we had more people participate. But
Okay.
we have lost a lot of people in our zip code, so we wouldn't dare try to stage a physical anything when we can't even muster people to get on the call or do things like that. So when I say we got some people who are rallied, but we wouldn't dare burn out the people when the local's not going to do it. So I think that's the safest way to say it. Now, this next one is the cellular stores, and from my records, we only have one black-owned sales store. So if you guys know of another one, let us know. But it's the same thing. Cellular stores are linked to 10th graders. So we're saying to the cellular store owners the same thing we're saying to the beauty supply. We're linked to the 10th graders. Would you support that? Now, the only black-owned one we know of is that 63rd and Cottage Grove. That's Brother Ken over there. And so all the rest of them, ABC Choice Cellular on 41st and Roosevelt Road, Not Us, Boost Cellular on California 300 South, right there on 95th Street and State, Green Line Wireless, not on. So they have their meeting every second Saturday for all the cellular stores. And that's the goal when they have their meeting is what happened when you reached out to them, called them, what's the feedback of the people who live walking distance to them. So that way we can monitor what's happening with those cellular stores. And it's the same piece. If we had to ask Team 2 to protest people to come out, then that'll be a decision they'll make if we're going to activate that group of people or not. So what y'all thoughts are on that?
No, it's pretty good. Pretty good. I think that's. I'm just looking at the map right now and some of the things that's coming up. 103rd, get connected, cellular and phone repair. I'm not sure if that space is still open. We have a couple of Wadi Food Marts. That's down 103rd. So, Mr. Robinson, tell me what's your strategy on some of the different things that we have under our lineup, and how do we start to get engaged with some of the companies that's inside of the corridors of 103rd, and the corridors going down to 111th, some of the places over like the Black owned Lexington barbecue spot. How do we start to get them engaged? Do we have meetings with them? What do we do with our neighborhood, and what's our plan?
I have like I say in the past, like places like Old Fashioned Donuts. We have we have came to them before. Edwards Fashion, S2 Grill, which is on 103rd.
Yeah,
That's
H2
Black
real.
owned.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have just like in the past, we engage them, as Sass said, and so far, Edward Fashion is one of the places that's on board with what we do. So all we could do is try. So therefore, Black is like my man around the corner on 103rd. He's a barbecue. He has a barbecue thing, and me and Sai chopped it up with him. We just haven't did any follow-ups. But he got our information and stuff. But we revisit a lot of places.
I think
And
it's a
then
different conversation if they black owned though versus like the non-black owned though.
yeah. Well, I know
So
it's a beauty
so
supply, DNA beauty supply up here. That's not owned by blacks.
yes,
So
it's one on 103rd. There's one in the corner right there. That's right there,
yeah,
103rd. That's a beauty supply. And then, like I said, the one just closed down.
right.
Could be a possibility to reach out to that owner and try to find some people that want to get a beauty supply store and support them to start to open up a beauty supply store and bring that back together and make a cooperative beauty supply store so we can have that conversation. I think our mission is to replace and compete with some of the stores that's out here, and so that we can be relevant, right? And that should be where we should be going from. I think we need to go to our business owners and find out how do we not be in a space, but try to add to the value of the other businesses that's not in our neighborhoods no more, and bring some of these business back black that we're missing. Because a lot of them are closing down and we're not taking advantage of it, going back and getting the proper loans and things of that nature so that we can get some of our people in there that want to start these stores and find out, hey, do you want to start this, and what you think about this, and we don't ask the questions, or do a doodle poll out there to figure out how can we help our community by bringing it black, instead of trying to chase down these other ethnicities that don't even care about anything that we do and try to get money from them, because we can go and
I
drop
think
down
I
on
think
them.
that I wouldn't characterize like that. I wouldn't even look at it that way. You walk and chew gum at the same time. So it's not saying we chasing them down. It's a matter of you're there every day, and that's accountability there. And on the other end, we're building for the future, which is what you're describing. So you do both. You don't just ignore that, you know what I mean, the extraction is happening, you know what I mean, in the community, but that ain't everyone's cup of tea. That's what Team 2 is for. That's for the
Right.
people who that's what they do. They don't want to worry about building. They want to hold people accountable. And you got people out there in every zip code like that. So it's not discrediting either side. It's the way of looking at it, I think.
Okay.
Hmm. Now, the other piece though is I'm gonna tell you because every day I'm on the phone with everyone in the zip codes. Today was Chatham, and so what you're describing is, I would say, it's probably 1%. We ask everyone to name their 4 Black businesses each month, and that is a struggle. And so when you talk about opening up businesses, and I literally had to discourage people all the time, don't go and create overhead. I'm telling you right now, if I was calling people and they was able to rat off they foe easily and all this here, then I say there's an appetite and there's a market. But when people are struggling with just naming a four, you get that overhead on yourself if you want to. And I'm telling you from the block by block analysis that you won't have the bandwidth there. There's a group right now that want to do newspapers, and I was sharing with them they want to expand. I said ideally you would make sure that the people in that neighborhood you want to expand to are already buying your papers and they traveling the distance before you physically open up there. Because if you don't have the bandwidth over there, you don't have the capacity, you're going to get that overhead, and then you're going to see that you could have did 2 for 1 where you was at versus going out there and getting all the costs associated with brick and mortar. So
Yeah, I
when people
agree.
are
I
not
mean,
naming their core, that's a problem, is what I'm saying. Like that's minimum stuff. And if we're not doing minimum, it's gonna be more of a problem when you got to pay the bills every month. All right, so let's go to the cleaners. Jillian, she runs her own cleaning business. I was gonna put her flyer up, but it didn't save. But Jillian, she goes and clean different residences and commercial. She wants to expand. She's on the east side, so she's 606 15 over east. And we do have like 2 other people that do physical cleanings, like Jillian, one on the west side, and one of them is in the south suburbs. So we want them to know each other so that they, possibly can refer work to each other when it's outside their geographical area. Haven't been able to get them on the phone at the same time. Every first Sunday of the month is when they should be meeting based on the blocks that manages our cleaners factory. And I like to call these blocks factories because it symbolizes what we want to do. Every village, the goal is that it's a factory, meaning it's doing shipping and receiving. And what is shipping and receiving is whatever the subject matter is that was given to it. So this village that does all things with cleaners, that's their factory. So what are they shipping? All cleaners are linked to ninth graders. So they're shipping out the financial support to ninth graders all over the city. What are they receiving? They're receiving the finances from those cleaners. That's a part of this type of concept. And the administration is just that. It's all the paperwork connected with typing up all the new cleaners that we're meeting, all the um, uh, things that happen that the cleaners may need done. And Darrell, that's where like the helping them with their administration can add value to them as well. So that's kind of the concept with anyone that would have got on dealing with cleaners. You guys have ninth graders, and the headquarters for you guys is 83rd to 86 Central Park, Millard, Lawndale, and Ridgeland. Those are the blocks that we interact with them from supporting all our cleaners in Black Chicago. What do y'all think about that?
Hmm.
um, um, I don't
That's
know.
that's awesome. Just for me, just to have everybody that's connected in that profession together. That's new information about areas that might need the service. So that's impactful for a positive, impactful thing to have.
Now, now,
Those who go ahead.
now I was gonna say in your zip code and Darrell, the key. I see we got MG on here too. The key is like people start their cleaning businesses all the time. So the more we can find out who else is starting a cleaning business, we can get them introduced to others and then have them help us get the word out. block by block that they clean houses, clean your rental properties, things of that nature, because that's what Jillian does. I also have on here, we got like brother Arnold Atkins, he does it. Earl Walker, he has his cleaning business. Sims Dry Cleaners, Dry Cleaners. We got brother Joe Cleve, he's in
Hmm.
68th and Western, he has a dry cleaners. So it's all things dealing with cleaning from residential, commercial, and also our dry cleaners. Um, Brother MG, how you holding up, man? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you pretty good, brother. How y'all doing? Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this meeting right here, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We gonna make sure, man, you let everybody know what business you got going on too. I'm gonna go through the rest of these, so chime in and just add it. Then we gonna bring you in too.
Sounds good, man.
Now Betty Bright is on East 95th and Jeffrey. Y'all heard of her? Betty Bright, East 95th and Jeffrey. I think that's a laundromat. What it say here?
That is a black owned.
Yeah, yep, yep, yep,
Okay.
yeah.
95th and
Yeah,
Okay.
Jeffrey.
I heard when
Oh,
I
I think
used to
I've
live
been.
in
I think I've been to that one before. I didn't know it was black owned. I think it's that little mall over there.
Oh, it's like a plaza.
Yeah, it's like a plaza.
All right. Well, know we got Taylor Wright Cleaners. That's black owned. They like almost a franchise because they at 8459 Cottage and 6507 King Drive, and I heard there's some other ones too. Um, y'all know any other dry cleaners black owned? Because we losing in that arena too to the Koreans there.
We
Hmm.
losing. I don't know. No more black owned. Too many black owned. Watch. Oh, I know one. I think that was on 76. Used to be one on 63rd and Halsted, 60th and Halsted. Then he had a second location somewhere on 76th Street, going back towards Stony. Right in
Yeah,
the
he
viaduct
closed
right
down.
there.
Yeah, yep, right behind
Yeah,
Kennedy King.
yeah. He closed that one, but then he had the second location was over there on 76th, right off under the viaduct. Of you going back towards Cottage Grove. It's past Cottage Grove. So another one right there. He owns that one too. I can't think what the name
You
was. It
know him?
was.
Like you know
I
him personally?
I don't know him personally. I just know he had two locations. That one's still open
Okay.
over there.
Well, we got the headquarters, like, and this is good information that when you analyze it, our laundromat headquarters with the most black-owned laundromats is in South Shore. So they the mecca when it comes to laundromats, black-owned in one zip code. And I thought about it. The reason being because over there's a bunch of condo, well, big apartments and things of that nature. So it makes sense that they
Yeah,
need to have
probably
that
so.
outlet. So. And that's something. And then Inglewood 60621 got the most black owned car washes, like physical black owned car washes in the same zip code. So you
I
got
think.
South Shore 49 for the laundromats, and then the actual car washes is right there around 55th, 59th Street with the
Yeah, I know.
black
I
owned
know.
car.
I know the black owned car wash right there. The owner of the one on 58th and Racine. I know him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
I know
but
him.
we
Yeah, community.
loop us in, man. We need to holler at him so he can see the concept, and yeah, that's what we need to do.
Yeah, I know him. The other ones, I don't know. I don't know. Spot is still open. I know it used to be right down 59th and before you get to Ashland, it used to be right
You
there.
know that the rare that's the thing. We literally have to check every month because things so volatile. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's unfortunate. Like it can be open this month, closed next month. All right,
Well, they've been there
daycares.
for they've been for a long time. So they've been there for a long time. So
Yeah,
they might still be
yeah.
there.
So daycares. The daycares is in y'all zip code as well. So the daycares are linked to kindergartners, so that's the grade. So all our daycare owners. Tiffany, I was hoping she would have got on. Let's see if she got on. No, Victor is on. We're gonna bring Victor and Marshall up in a minute. But Tiffany, she's a highly successful daycare owner, and she was on the west side. Now she's elsewhere too. But I wanted her to give her thoughts. And the key with the daycares, you
Okay.
guys, is that the kindergartners, the beauty is they're already doing it for the most part, but now that we linked it from a financial support standpoint, it'll allow us to introduce to more parents, especially those who just had baby, why they should circulate to these daycares that's already putting money back into the kindergartens. Any thoughts on that one, y'all?
Yeah, I think the daycares are well, daycares are the number. Most of them daycares in the neighborhoods are black, so I think they're mostly all black.
That's it. Yes,
You
sir.
know,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
When you look at daycares, they're
Now,
mostly all
Darrell, watch
black.
this. Uh, we barbershops, beauty salons, lounges used to be car washes and daycares used to be I guarantee, and tire shops I guarantee black owned, but we losing a little bit on the tire shops. We losing a little bit on the car washes too. But you're right, daycares are still us.
Yeah, daycare
All
in our zip code. Yeah, still got the daycares going on.
right, gas stations here. We lost here. Only one black gas
Yeah,
station that
Where
we
is that
know
at?
of.
Where's the black owned gas station at? Sorry to interrupt. Where's the black
Yeah,
owned gas station at?
no, 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 that's good. One, yeah, one, 100, excuse me, 125th, well, 15221 South Halsted. That's Sitgo Gibsons. That's the Gibson family. Been there for a long, long time. Uh, Phoenix, Illinois. Phoenix, that's the name of the town. 15221 South Halsted.
Oh, I know where
And
that's at. It's next to South Holland.
yeah, and look, we like Reven went over there and we bought people gas for free just to put money into the black business and use that as an excuse to get people to come over there and know that that's black owned.
Let me ask you
Because
this:
you know, oh, go
did
ahead.
what's his name? I'm sorry about that. What's that guy name? Who
Willie
gave out all the
Wilson.
free? Did
Yeah,
he ever
Dr.
get?
Willie
Was
Wilson.
they one of the companies that got some of that gas money?
Oh yeah, he took care of him. Now he know the Gibson family. Yeah, he took care of him.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's good to
yeah.
know.
Well, we also got Shell, Hooper Shell. They at 119 in Compton. That's in LA. We buy their gas too for our people in LA, and they send us pictures when they get free gas on Wednesdays out there. And we lost the black gas station on 807 West Atkinson in Milwaukee. Uh, that was a family that owned that one too. We was doing free gas on Wednesdays up there too. So that one went down, and the Hopper is still going 60 years strong. And I had a chance to visit them in January this year so that they'll meet who was sending money to support them. But the
so
black gas stations, huh?
I'm asking a question. The black gas station, most I know is gas station. They say they don't make a lot of money off the gas, but they make money off the store. So is the
Yeah,
point of the stores not making money because the gas is they not making much off the gas?
yeah, yeah. Well, I can't tell you, but I heard that too. Yeah, I'm not in position, but yeah, we in touch with just three of them, Darrell. So that's what's sad.
Okay,
And the
Thank
seven it's called Davis Brothers. They black on 7 Mile in Detroit, and we got her name Nisi. We got her cash app, so we able to send money directly to support them and let them give out free gas to whoever it is. And when whoever get the free gas, y'all, just so you know, we the requirement is that we get their name, address, and phone number. So it's our way of growing the residential part when we do the free gas. So it's kind of like that's the hook.
okay.
Well, can I explain a little bit about how the gas thing works?
Of
So the
course.
gas is like anything else that we operate. They have the one major company, which is Amco Steel, and they supply, I think, all of this region over here, this north central region. And what happens is they sell the gas to the gas stations at $1.50 per gallon. They sell it to them for $1.50, and then they sell it to us for three, whatever the regulation is there. So that's the biggest myth that was ever told, that there is like not no money in the gas stations. Now you got to pay a lot of taxes, but you also get a huge tax break. So when
Okay.
I was doing transportation, and you remember before the gas went up to $4, when it first went up to $4, um, I was locked into a contract at $2, two some per gallon. And then after a year, I was going to a Amco. After that year, I had a credit card on file with them. Then they did not renew me at the $2 no more. But that just let me know that if they sell it to me at $2 and they still made money off of it, what was they buying it for? But when it went up to $4, it's still the same thing. It's if they want us out of here, they'll tell us there's no money in it. But it's a goof gobs of money. If it wasn't no money in it, it wouldn't really be around.
Well, thanks for that. And I know
Okay.
We had a corner store on 55th and Horn, and majority of the money we made in that corner store was candy. So
Mhm.
that was the biggest, probably because it turned over quite a bit, and the margins was much greater. So you know, all the canned goods and all that stuff was nothing. The bread and butter was sweets, which is bad because we pushing sugar on our people, but that's where the money was coming from. And
Mhm.
so I do know in any business you got your workhorse, if you will. Now, right now though, Jackson, Mississippi got the most black-owned gas station, but that makes sense. That's a black mecca down there. 100,000 people is black, but we haven't been able to build relationships with them. So if y'all got some Jackson, Mississippi gas station owners, we'd love to be introduced to them because that just haven't
Mm.
gone well for us.
What happened? What happened that went well?
I think with all our business owners, and we got MG on here, you can test when you're the owner and you don't have as much support, you don't have time for growth conversations per se, especially random ones, because you're trying to just make ends meet. So it's a rushing. What's this about? I text me, call me, you know, it's a rush. It's not oh man, let's sit down and go over this. You don't get their time is the point. So that's what I think has been our barrier,
Mm. Okay.
which is why, because with us even saying to the LA and the Detroit all them gas stations, when I called them just to let them know what we want to do, some of them, and I ain't gonna name it, they fought against, like, why would you do that? Why would you want to help us? And it's like, come on, y'all, we need black dollars to circulate. So it was a matter of really convincing them that we want to send money out there, let the people get free gas so we can build our database out there in that city, you know. And so it's a lot of lack of trust, if you will, and we got to fight through that, and that's what we've been able to do. And that's why when I went out there to LA to finally meet her, we've been sending money out there for 3 years. This year I finally had a chance to meet her, and you could tell she appreciated matching a person to what was happening electronically. All right, so now we're going on to the landlords. This is always a broad conversation because we got the big landlords, the commercial ones. We're talking about the mom and pops because that's block by block. That's where we at. So landlords are linked to ninth graders as well. So the vision there with the landlords and realtors is that if they buy into this, when you see a vacant building on your block, and we had conversations with the owners, that's going to benefit the freshmen, the ninth graders, because if they buy into this concept, they're putting money right back into ninth graders, and that means that vacant building now can become an asset while they're waiting on it to develop or to build it, fix it up, or whatever they're going to do. And we talking little money, so don't think we talking big money. The fact is, any support you're putting into our students is better than no support. I think that's the safe way of looking at that. Any
Mm-hmm.
thoughts on that?
No, it's a good. It's a good concept.
All right,
I agree with it. I agree with that.
excellent. Now, liquor stores is a whole nother conversation. We do have superstar Sharon. Did she get on? No, she's not on. Okay, but they're at D&G liquor store right there at 444 East 79th Street, black owned. And she was supposed to get on today, but I'm sure she'll watch it. So the bottom
Yeah, hold
line,
on. You
liquor
say
stores
DNG on Sunday night and what?
is right by Everhart.
Yeah.
Yep, yeah. Right by Burger King. I was on the other side of them. Captain Hard Times is in the middle, right next to them. So yeah, that brother, that's superstar Sharon. So I wanted her to get on and hear,
No
you
liquor store.
know,
I can't see no liquor store over there.
oh yeah, D&G, they got a new sign too. So yeah, yeah, D&G
I
look.
would go out my way to go over there on Sunday night and
You know what
hold on.
Captain Hard Times is? The restaurant?
It used to be Captain. Oh, Captain Hardtime. Yeah. Right there.
They right
By the
next door to
cross
them.
street from the I thought you couldn't have it. Ain't there a library across the street?
Well, it's a little bit further west. Yeah, Burger King is right across the street from the library. They're a
You
little
said
bit east of that.
you said
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
but
449
you're in the right
East.
area though.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's us. Yeah, and we want to just build that relationship with them. We have liquor stores linked to first graders, and the first grade is probably the easiest ones to do anything. You can buy them coloring books and they happy. So the, the liquor stores will have bandwidth to do some, way more stuff because first graders are easy to please. All right, nail
Well,
salon. Oh, go ahead.
it's, don't forget, we got Eddie over here on Cottage Grove
Who we got?
on Eddie, the dude that I sent you
Ah,
a picture of. Yeah, the liquor store. The liquor store on
you know what? Let me write that down right now. You did tell me about that. What's the address again?
I don't know the exact address. I know it's on 90. Let me see. I say about 97 in Cottage Grove. And it don't have a sign, guys. It don't have a
Oh,
sign
that's
out
right.
there.
Yeah, you did tell me that. Yeah,
Yeah,
no signage. Yeah,
don't have
okay.
a sign. And I asked him what's the reasoning for that. He said because he don't, he mostly sell to elders. Anybody that know him.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
he just don't want to attract, know anybody. And
Mm,
that's
he
yeah.
don't have a sign. That's crazy. I ain't never heard of that
He
before.
don't have a sign even saying it's a liquor store. But the door, you could see the door open, and you have
Just say that's
uh,
private,
uh,
Darrell.
Yeah, I never heard of private liquor store. That's some new stuff to me.
yeah, yeah, man.
Private
It's,
liquor store.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it myself. I said, "Wait, man, how's somebody supposed to know this?" And he said
Uh,
he do that for the purpose of that because he had elderly people, and they finna build a nursing home right down the street from there. Not a nursing home, a senior citizen building. They building that now.
And where is this located
Yeah,
at?
so 97 in Cottage Grove. You will see it. It's got a driveway. It's a driveway and a gate right there. You will see a car right there, and he's that physical brown building right there.
I
You
know
say
it's a, I
And
know
so,
it's a, I
97
know it's a
College
liquor.
or
Wait a
97?
minute, I know it's a liquor store on 97 and it got the glass right there. Is that the building? Because that one look like
97 in Cottage.
that look like a liquor store.
Yeah, yeah. If the door open and stuff like that, that's the liquor store right there. Yeah, you can see
You know what I'm
clearly
saying?
in there.
Yeah, you see it clearly in there. So
Yep.
yeah, you can see inside of there. Okay. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about
Yeah, they
that.
got food and stuff like that too. Yeah,
So it
well,
just
canned
don't
well,
have a
well,
goods
sign.
and
I
well,
got you.
I'm gonna reach out to him again, Charles, because we definitely want to loop him in so he'll know the other
okay.
owners and stuff. All right, the
Yep.
last one you guys, the last one on here is the nail salons. We had nail salons linked to sixth graders. Crystal Stepney is our nail person we interact with. She'll watch this video. I thought she was going to get on too. And then we got Superstar Test, which is on Ashland and 59th Street, 55th Street, where they just had that mass shooting at over there. So those are the two nail techs we have. You guys have any nail tech people
Mm,
or businesses?
not black that I know of.
Yeah.
Oh, I know one.
Bob.
I know one. I know one. 97th and Western. Her name was Miss Green. I did her lights over there, and she's a black owned nail tech. She's a nail. It's called if you going down Western, it's on like 103rd and Western.
Oh, wow. That's 43, 60643. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's one. That's the only one I know of, and her name is Victoria Green or something like that. Yeah, Victoria Green.
Excellent. No, that's beautiful. That's what they call for
It's called the
perfect.
nail. Matter of fact, it's called the nail room. That's what it's called, the nail room.
All right. I
Yeah.
got you. I got you. Excellent. All right. So again, this group is actually the hardest group because this is mainly made up of people that don't look like us that own these. So next week when y'all on with Darrell, his will be more black owned barbershops, lounges, that type. But this is mainly owned by non-blacks. So it's tougher. Now we got brother MG on here. MG got his own business. I wanted him to introduce his business, what he's doing, so we'll know. And MG, the first Wednesday is when it's on your side. I just wanted to get you on because we didn't get you last week, so this one didn't apply to you as much. But give us, man, your name, your zip code, and what you want to see happen, and then what your business does.
Okay, my name is Marshall Grant. I have a small venue at 8110 South Racine. I also have a couple of buildings in real estate as well. But my business at 8110 Racine, I normally do a lot of rehabs, private events, um, small social gatherings. and that's in the 60620 8110 South
Hmm.
Racine. What I did, I
Mhm.
converted the old church because it's like 99 churches over there. I converted the old
It
church,
really is. It's a lot of churches.
and I made it into a social thing where it can be our very own. Like, see, I get tired every time we go somewhere, everybody's overcharging everybody and things like that. So I got tired of that. So, I said I'm gonna do my own thing and I can have my own social network. The only problem with that is that I bought myself a job. It's like it's not operating outside. So I got to do everything from the cleaning all the way up to the end. So I'm always busy. I haven't figured out how to operate it. So it's become
Hmm.
profitable for us, profitable for me. So, but if
Yeah.
if you're looking for like a venue where you ain't trying to get paid a whole lot of money and you get the same amount of hours, you get good service and you get private parking, private everything, 4 bathrooms, upstairs, downstairs, ice cold snowball in the inside, air. That's my venue right there. So what I'm
Yes,
trying
sir.
to do, what I wanted to want to do is overall use my venue as a stepping stone to start developing us. Like, this meeting can go on in that particular venue. If we can't be here, we can have
Hmm.
this type of meeting here, business meetings, consulting, credit building, and overall to be have a financial wealth institute where we have somewhere. Well, back in the days, y'all remember, it used to be the black churches used to be the place where you can go get a lawyer, you go get a bank account, you go get everything in the black churches a while back. But nowadays, you can't get none out of the black churches no more. So
Nope,
I wanted to,
nothing.
I wanted an incubator. I wanted a small incubator that was serious about business and not just, some for shocking and jiving and drinking all the time. So I wanted to build something like that. So I just started this. I'm going into my second year doing it. I do a lot of repasses now because a lot of people are dying. These people need somewhere to be. So I do a lot.
You should be in the insurance industry if that's what you should start some
Yeah, I know,
insurance.
right? Yeah. So my that's my venue right there, and I'm looking to expand. I'm gonna do one out west. And what I want to do is see, here's two things. We have no place where serious businessmen meet up at. I don't know no other place where the business people meet up at and
Well,
can really talk and have a good discussion about being profitable. As my man said, I'm always on the go. I'm either cutting the grass, I'm doing something else, I'm plastering, I'm painting. Something always breaking. So I haven't had built up enough revenue to pay somebody to do that yet. So it's always are working and I never have no time to strategize. And since I'm not charging an arm and a leg, so you could come in here. So it's one of them which I use the words mom and pop type of thing. But it's just one of the things that I thought that we should have that nobody else have. That when you come here, you want to take care like it's your own. And I let everybody know that right then and there when you come through the door. It's like your own, so take care as your own. But some people really don't used to having nothing. So
That's what I
that's
was gonna
just one
say.
of
You
them.
gotta be careful with that because some people don't treat their
Yeah,
own stuff well, so they ain't gonna treat your
yeah.
stuff well either. So,
No, but and here's the other part. I'm always on site just in case an incident happens. So, I rent it out 3, 4 days a week and the weekend. So I'm always there. So I almost then bought myself a job, which I don't want
yeah.
to do. You know what I mean? That's the kind of thing that happened to me. But until I figure this matrix out, then I would get in there. But the brother turned me on to something I couldn't see. That's the brother Slide. Showed me some things I couldn't see. At first, I was gonna turn it to a shelter for these immigrants, but then shit, they don't stand with us, so why should I help them? So that's just what it is for me right there.
Now,
so
go ahead, Darrell.
question, brother Marshall. So is you doing more like a I know you got event space. Is you have like office space, like a co-working space, slash
Negative, negative, because if I start breaking it down to the offices, I take away from the. It's not huge. It holds 120 comfortably. It got an upstairs and a downstairs. So if I was to put another space up there, it'd take too much space away from developing like from what it really is. So I thought about that, but then it's like I could thought about having like some nail techs come in there and some barbers come in there. I could fence it off to do that, but I think I want to keep it on the social level. Eventually, it's going to turn into an art gallery. About 3 years down the road, I'm gonna open it up where we can have an art gallery where like Chatham had their business meetings at a certain location. I want them to be able to come on 81st and Racine and have they business meet, or Auburn Gresham come over there and have their business meetings in the location. What I'm gonna build an extension out because I got all the land over there, so I'm gonna build an extension out as well. And then we could still do it could still be one of our own that we're not charged. These places just get ridiculous on the charging side for no apparent
No,
reason.
no, you are, and I think this the big picture, and that's why it's good we got a Darrell, because Darrell he's a deep thinker, analyst, and he got to meet Jay Cross French because she's a young analyst too. But when we get done with it all, the money that we do have, no matter if it's a lot or a little, are we circulating?
Right. No, we
Like
not.
blood in your body, are you certain the blood don't circulate, blood clot, you dead? Are we circulating even a little bit? And that's the fight, y'all. The real fight is convincing us to circulate some to black people. We get it.
Yeah.
Some people love the man. So I get it, but can we get some to go to our own? And if we work on that and get them on this Wednesday habit, naming a 4 each month, now we can start redirecting and we can take turns putting big money on each other. So that way you can have that upfront to get the next expansion you want to do. And it's done by your people doing it, which makes it even more worthwhile. So I just wanted to put that out there, y'all. We
Thank you.
passed
Hey, one
time
more
here.
quick thing. Okay, yeah, we went past
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Okay.
no, go ahead, Marsh.
I want to put one more thing. I think I want to bring in some experts. Everybody say they know how to gain some financial growth and doing a credit. I think our people will come in and do more. I want to start hosting those classes. I don't have it already. I don't have all the answers right now, but I do need to go get to some banks and get to some people that can get us, that startup money, that 10, that 15, or even that $100,000 loan because it's so well needed. And then when you realize that $100,000 is not a lot of money, then you can start going. But a lot of people haven't even seen that. But we have to start building. We are scared to deal with each other. We are frightened. We haven't even practiced it. And I don't even know why. I don't know why. I can't tell you why we ain't practicing it.
Now you know why we've been traumatized. So we do a lot of dysfunctional stuff because of what the heck we've been through. And everybody cope with it differently. So we gonna be all right. Just don't shut down, man. Help is on the way. We about to
Yeah.
pull together. We about to do what we supposed to do. I'm the ultimate optimist, man. We gonna get there. All
Brother
right.
Grant, Brother Grant,
You,
what is Brother Grant's number? What is your number over there, Brother Grant?
You ready to take it down?
Yeah.
Area code 773-301-7100.
Okay. I got some people that because we do a lot of different things that can probably get you into some right spaces to get you the help that you need. And by you having that broken space over there with event space, we have a lot of different groups that can probably direct things your way that can help you get to where you need to be at.
Yeah.
and that's the benefit of the network. But I'm gonna say this too, y'all, because that's the most power is when it's local. The most power is when it's local. So if Darrell helping you from Roseland, you depended on him from Roseland. When your local people and your zip code is supporting you, you seeing them when you come and go. That's the real power. And that's what we got to get back to, where we didn't have all these cars to move around. We lived, worked, and worshiped walking distance. So we knew each other. That helped with a lot of other issues that we see. So we'll get you help from everywhere, but the real help gonna be getting Racine, getting those people on the block to name their folk, getting them to see value and why we gotta support our local risk takers. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it's no replacement of that. We can't get away from block by block convincing them that it makes sense to support our black risk takers in their zip code. So
This is true.
thank y'all. Thank y'all for joining in. We do this next Wednesday with Brother Darrell, and we just go from there. I make sure everyone have each other's phone number on here, and thank y'all for y'all time.
All the time. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, bro.
Enjoy your weekend. And
Be safe out there.